All right, guys, and we are back. We have Ben Bernard with us. He's with Cutting Edge Collectibles. In case you have not been by there, we are about to really get into that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you can see some of the stuff behind us, for example, this knight in shining armor. See, and you thought you were one of those.
See, and he's taller than I am, and that's sad. I would never fit in that.
Yeah, and then this Goodyear sign. We've got some really awesome stuff, and we've got the collector here himself. So thank you for joining us today. It's been awesome to check out everything. You can't even see, but this is a tire table. It's really cool.
I mean, it's seriously a tire, and that is the coolest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's Yoda. I mean, I'm sitting next to Yoda. I can't.
You should just pull him in.
No, I'm not going to mess with Yoda. He's a large old sage.
Just kind of tug on his arm there a little bit. He's all right.
Well, Ben, can you tell us how you got started with Cutting Edge Collectibles?
Well, it started 11 years ago. I lost my job, and I had to find a way to make money. So I went, first of all, my friend asked me if I wanted to go to a flea market and sell, and I said that I was not going to a flea market and selling. I didn't really think that I would make it there. But in general, one week I loaded up some things, some old pocket knives and stuff, and I took them up there, and I didn't do worth a crap. But I did. I came home, and at that time my stepdad asked me, he said, did you make enough to pay rent there? And I was like, oh yeah, I made a little bit. And I was like, well, did you make enough to get home on? And I was like, yeah, I got gas in the truck. I was like, he said, well, what are you complaining about? And I was like, I got you. So I continued to go back to the flea market each week, and as time had progressed, I started getting more people coming in. Later on down the road, some people gave me some kind of hookups to get more stuff, and then eventually I got my business license, and that opened up a whole, more doors. And then as time had progressed there, I got more booths, and then eventually at the flea market I got a building, and then it just continued on, and so I was there for 8 years, and then I wanted to venture out because I wanted to secure my future in the business. Apparently I was, doing better and actually paying the rent and paying for everything else.
So you were at the flea market for about 8 years, selling a variety of things, and then on October 13th, 2012 is when you actually opened Cutting Edge Collectibles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when I had done that, and when I had decided to get a store, I actually kind of wanted the store as time progressed when I was at the flea market. But I didn't know, I wanted the store, but I didn't know if it was the right time or not. So in general, I wanted things to line up, so I was praying to God, and I had these, fluorescent lights over me, and I said, I know things are kind of lining up, but I was praying over this light bulb, and I said, I need a supernatural sign. So when this light bulb goes out, it's time for me to go. Well, that light bulb went out that day. And so I ended up leaving, kind of not really planned, but I left that weekend after 8 years unplanned and just left. And I already had a store somewhat lined up, so I kind of wanted to know for sure, and I left and went to the store. So I left. Took me 3 days to move out a 200-foot long building, and 3 days to set up the store, and I was open in 6 days total.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, if you guys have not been out there, there's just a ton of different things that you have out there. I mean, from eclectic furniture to really interesting, nostalgic themed projects, movie props, just awesome stuff. So
yeah, the list goes on because literally the store changes every day. I actually had a '64 Mustang inside the store when I first opened. Yeah, I've got a 18-foot long semi-truck lined up to bring in there. It's a guy has actually made the truck look like Mac from Cars.
Nice.
And he's bringing that in pretty soon. Hopefully we can get it in before the fair or right around the fair. And that'll actually be for sale. You can actually drive it. It's a go-kart is what it is.
That's neat. That's really neat. Now, I understand you take consignment pieces. Can you tell us how that kind of works in case you have some viewers out there that are looking around at this stuff and think, hey, I've got stuff like that, or I could do that?
Yeah, the consignment is the easiest thing because I don't do a certain percentage. We work with the customer. We literally, when somebody brings something in, we figure out what he has to have for the consignment item. We figure out what it's actually worth, and then we figure out what can be made in the middle. Now, in general, if he has to have $100 for the item, and the item is worth $50, we can't do business.
Right.
You know, in general.
Yeah, it has to be reasonable.
Yeah. So in general, we just come to a fair agreement, and as long as, you know, the consignment person is happy, you know, I'm happy because I got to pay rent, you know, and then the customer that actually buys it is happy, then, you know, everything's good.
And the interesting thing is that you could take some type of consignment item and turn around to some of your people that you outsource with and have them do something neat with it and then resell it.
Well, I can do that, but in general, what usually happens is I have a prop guy that builds things for me. Okay. So, like, he built me a bazooka that I brought into the store. He's customized, like, really cool, like, Star Wars guns. He made a Jango Fett gun with a real laser in it, so when you actually pulled the trigger, the laser actually would shoot out. Not that it hurt anybody, it was a low-powered laser, but you actually could see the laser shoot out. And he does sound effects and stuff on his items. He does custom paint jobs for me. I have another artist that is phenomenal. She can paint to where, like, she showed me this picture, and it was of a lady that she had drawn, and I thought it was the actual photo. I literally promise you, it was so real. So what I got her to do is I got her here recently to draw me a picture of Princess Leia, you know, in a pose, and it's just like the photo. I mean, it is awesome. It's spot on. But I just, through the store, there's so many people that has come through, you know, that has traveled or whatever, and so it opens up a lot of doors. So I never know who's coming in. I never know what's going out. I never know what's going to be sold that day, and I never know who I'm going to meet. So in general, and then word of mouth, you know, spreads. So I could find somebody that comes in and builds a spaceship for me. I don't really know. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's just, just never know.
That's pretty neat. So, I mean, I know this is a standard question, but what's your favorite thing that you've seen or acquired over the years?
Well, I've been in business for 11 years, and so that's really hard to say. I have a spot in the store that's sectioned off just for Star Wars stuff, and we got the new movie coming out, you know, December the 18th. So that's kind of a big hit. So some of the things that has came in, of course, you know, I had the life-size Yoda. I don't know if we can actually get it or not, but in general, we have a life-size Yoda. We've had a life-size Boba Fett. For anybody that doesn't know, that's just a bounty hunter that has played in the movie of Star Wars, Stormtroopers. I had a Coffin in the store one time. That was kind of a mistake, getting the Coffin in. It took me like a year and a half to sell that thing. It just did not happen. It was not. We'll probably not get that again. Probably never. We'll turn the Coffin down.
How did you even acquire that?
What had happened there was there was a consignment guy that came in. He was bringing me some cool stuff. He brought me a shield, you know, from medieval times. He brought me, you know, swords and stuff like that. He brought me some chainmail, and he said, "Oh, and I got a coffin." I was like, "Do not bring that in my store. I can't sell it. It's not going to happen. You know, I don't want people thinking I'm weird." Well, in general, the next day, I was telling somebody about my consignment guy and telling what he was bringing in, and also he said he had a coffin, and the guy freaked out and said, "Oh, I'm building a rat rod." And for anybody that doesn't know what a rat rod is, it's an old vehicle made to look rustic or whatever, and like old trucks or old cars with the motors showing and stuff like that. And he wanted to customize the coffin into the truck. Well, in general, what happened there was I got the coffin in, thought I was going to sell it to the person. That fell through. I was stuck with a coffin for a year and a half, and finally I traded it for a mannequin. So now Deadpool, which Deadpool is the character that I have in the store now, and that's a new movie that's coming up February the 12th.
Yep, Ryan Reynolds.
Yep, Ryan Reynolds. And so he'll be playing that. And then, so I've got that in the window. And so the coffin helped me get the mannequin, which helped me get Deadpool to put the suit on that. So that's
Very
how
neat. So obviously all of this stuff to me, it kind of reminds me of Pawn Stars, if you've never seen that show. It's just like a collection of different things that you bring in. And
Deep sigh.
Yeah. Well, to add on that, to kind of give you an idea of how the store is, it's not just the crazy stuff, because the store, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, is for all ages. You know, young kids can come in there with their dad or their mom or whatever. I have, you know, toys. I have nostalgic, you know, movie props, antiques, furniture.
now, like, who do you have an antique professional who?
There is. I do have somebody that comes in and praises some of my stuff or whatever. Like, I got some furniture in, supposedly from the 1800s, but we had a guy coming in, and it's probably going to really be from the early 1900s. The way the carvings are and everything, it looks more somewhat machined, and it doesn't look like it's really sitting there, you know, carving.
Hand etched kind of thing.
Yeah. But what I was going to say on the whole Pawn Stars thing, the store is a mix of Pawn Stars, it's American Pickers, and Toy Hunter. So you mix those together, and that's kind of what you would see, you know, in the store. Because really, you don't know what you're going to see, but I have everything sectioned off. So when you go in, everything is kind of categorized and blah, blah, blah.
Well, right then. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff cycle out front for you guys for a long time. I've seen the different mannequins that you've had out there. I actually saw the Boba Fett thing once.
Yeah, that was when I first opened. Yeah.
We've had a lot of interesting things. I've had a lot of friends who used to live nearby that used to go out there and check stuff out. You used to sell, or still continue to sell, comic books, and that was a big
Yeah, I
push
have
for
a
them.
whole entire comic book room, hundreds of thousands. I've literally counted the boxes and what would be in the box. So literally, there's probably over 100,000 comics that I have. I do anime stuff. I have a costume company that I deal with, so Halloween or plays, or I do makeup, prosthetics. I just do pretty much anything. Literally, the question that, not even the question, it's easier to ask me what I can get you instead of me telling you what I can, because we literally could be here all day long. I mean, this is probably not a 20-hour show. So.
Well, can you give us some contact information about how people can find you, reach you? Are you on Facebook? Where are you located?
Yes, I have a Facebook page for the store. It's Cutting Edge Collectibles, but it's with a K, so Cutting with a K, Collectables with a K. The phone number is 256-338-6117. And it's located right by Sportsman's Lake Road, right across from Car Mart. So,
what are your hours of operation?
Okay, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, no Sundays.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, we are really happy you came on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing all these awesome items again.
And I wanted to show you one other thing with me
This
doing the costumes and everything.
Yeah.
I don't literally want to take this mask off because if anybody has watched this movie,
It's terrifying.
Predator, yeah, they know what it looks like under this mask, and it is very detailed. So, but it's
Nobody-
kind of the
nobody wants to
quality.
see the-
Yeah, it's kind of the quality of the the stuff that I actually carry with the costumes and everything. It's pretty elaborate. So.
Very nice. Very nice.
So if you haven't been to Custom Collectibles, you definitely want to go. Cutting Edge Collectibles has some of the coolest stuff that I know you can get in Coleman in terms of
plus
stuff
with
like
Halloween right around the corner, you might find your costume there.
Absolutely. So definitely check that out. Again, thank you, sir, for coming on the show today. We're always excited. And thank you for bringing some of the stuff on. Again, you know, we have Yoda, we have the suit of armor, this awesome bench that you can't really see that he's on.
Yeah, it's
made
got
out of the bed of the
taillights
truck.
on it. It's got a bumper down here. I mean, the truck symbol,
Got the Chevy emblem
which you
on
can't actually see. But
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat, definitely.
Gotta love those the homemade furnitures. Well, again, if you'll join us again in just a moment, we'll definitely be right back. So don't go away.